But the most important part about releasing a song is the growth of your mailing list during that song release. Well, hey everyone, I'm Ryan from the Indie Music Academy. The Indie Music Academy is meant to help independent artists uncover the mysteries of the music industry, learn how to grow a larger fan base, and earn an income from their music.
A lot of times people will ask me, hey, I have a song coming out. How should I promote it? So if someone came to you with that blanket question, what is the one or two things they can do for, maybe they've released 5 or so songs, but they've never marketed one before?
A lot of times I kind of think in the mindset, if I had $100, what would I do? Or if I had $200, what would I do? We're not talking about $1,000 or $10,000, not like a record label budget either. And so obviously, because the budget's so low in comparison to, that record label kind of budget that we see on display from all of our favorite artists, a lot of it's going to be grassroots, right? So the first thing I would do, and it's not sexy at all, but what I would do is every single friend and family member, every single person that we have a texting relationship with, I would ask them to join the announcement list, the mailing list. And once again, it's not a fancy trick, but it's the hard work of getting your first 100 subscribers of family and friends that a lot of people are not willing to do.
Yeah. And
in my mind, that's a big snowball into disaster, because basically what you're teaching yourself is that the mailing list isn't worth it, when the exact opposite ends up being true for independent artists. And so this is a really long point, number one, but the most important part about releasing a song is the growth of your mailing list during that song release. So that's why I start from the very beginning and I say, let's build this habit properly by getting your friends and family members to just hop on that list, so that you can then build the habit and build the practice of actually using that mailing list. And so that doesn't cost any of the marketing budget at all. That's actually the best part.
I'll interrupt you for a sec. So before we get on to the next topics, what if someone is making, I don't know, death metal, and everyone of their family and friends listens to pop and hip hop and electronic, or whatever genre they're doing, let's say, do you think it's still worth it to them to reach out to their friends and family that don't like that style of music? Or because it seems like part of the reason why it's good to do it is just so you get in the swing of things of writing emails and learning how to use everything. But what would you say about that genre mismatch?
Yeah, so for the example I'm giving, genre mismatch doesn't really matter for friends and family. And so I'm just going to emphasize it, that these people are your list seeders, for lack of a better term, right? And so these people know you personally, and what it is emulating at the end of the day it's kind of the end of the journey for a fan, right? Yeah. A fan will go from not knowing you very well to hopefully becoming completely obsessed with you, but not just you, but everything that you do, whether it's music or whether it's a side, maybe you start a coffee roasting company, 10 years from now. And that same fan who loved your albums are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Andrew's making coffee now, or whatever it is, right? So it's the relationship that matters more to me, not necessarily a genre match, right? Because people listen to multiple genres of music. And so it's not just one fan equals one type of genre. And that's true on Spotify too. People listen to different types of music all the time. And so what I would say trumps that and is the most important thing is to build the habit, not necessarily only reserve your mailing list for pop lovers only, or actually in your example, there'd be non-pop lovers, right? That doesn't matter, because your friends and family already have a relationship with you. And so that's a great start to an engaged list.